Good evening and welcome back. There we are. That's a lot more normal for me. Hang on a second. We're focusing with handling things about as well as usual. Hang on. There we go. So, tonight it is Super Mario 64 with a twist. With a very, very, very interesting twist. Now, if you were lurking around the internet 4 years ago, you probably have heard of the idea that Super Mario 64, in all its 64-bit glory, let me just make sure that I can actually be heard, because it wouldn't be the first time. In all its 64-bit glory, is personalized. It was an ongoing meme back in back in 2020. Sorry, it's taking me a moment to get back into this. But yeah, it was an ongoing meme, and it's obviously bullshit, but this mod is kind of based around that entire concept. Let me pull up chat to make sure that nobody at any given point is trying to say something, although I'm expecting it to be a quiet stream. You know, we don't really get a lot of attention, which is fine. So, B3313 is quite interesting to me in particular because of the fact that it's very... It takes me back to a time when I was dreaming of Mario 64 quite frequently. Oh, bloody hell. Silver coin, no idea what that does. You'll notice that some of the moves are, as of this second, MIA. I can get back at least some of them immediately. If truth be told, I've probably played too much of this hack for me to be an effective target for it. But it's very, very, very fun. So I'm gonna try regardless. Do. Bugger. They've reduced the height of this jump of my side flip. I take it that's another one of the things that you gotta regain. Lame. I'm gonna get it. Whether or not I'm any good at fighting Bowser in Mario 64 depends on the day. If you're wondering why the stream's so late tonight, the reason is because I've been at the cinema watching 2001: A Space Odyssey. And let me tell you, it's a great film. Like, there's something to be said about the fact that a lot of the films that I tend to be watching lately at the cinema are long-standing features of my backlog. Now, this is a red star. A red star gives you back some of your moves. What moves I've just been given back, I have absolutely no idea. It's just raised the height of my jump, of my side flip, which is helpful because you're going to need the side flip to get through some of the challenges set out for you in B3313. Now, there was actually apparently quite a lot of drama behind the mod. I've also given back the long jump. My jump capabilities are now vastly improved. Yeah, I was doing some digging not so long ago. That'll be the Discord server popping off. Which is unusual. It's nice to be fair, it's just the bot doing its job. But yeah, it's... the idea here is that the castle is a lot bigger, much more maze-like, and in general it's just it's a very, very interesting stage. Like, it's a very, very interesting place. I do apologise if I seem about as unable to get a sentence out as usual. Bugger! Just say hello to the bots, chat. I have no patience with bots. They make usage of any social media just utterly insufferable. There we are. One of these days I will get the chat back on camera as well. But that's something that I would have to put time and effort into, and at the moment me deciding to stream is every bit a spur of the moment decision that doesn't fully get made until I sit down and open OBS. Unbelievable. Now, the bad reputation Mario 64's camera has is not entirely fair, in my opinion. But any issues with it are exaggerated here, as they're gonna be. Like, this isn't a stage that the camera was made for. Not as such. It's similar to a stage that's been in the bot, like a stage that's been in the game. You know, maybe I should just stop speaking. Blarg is needlessly annoying. I'm glad they removed Blarg from the game. He does nothing but make a nuisance of himself. It's a wonder me and him don't have more in, like, don't find more in common. Bugger. Actually, that's probably a good thing for once in its life. A loss of control of the camera has led to something good. Right, so like I say, the side flip. Come on. Could have been worse. The side flip is very much like the crux of Mario's moveset in this game, I think. You know, you have to kind of get used to doing it. Oh, bugger. I'm having a fucking issue controlling the game tonight. Thing is, I've gotten really, like, quite good at the game. And suddenly, tonight, I've gone to play it, and it's like I'm an amateur again. It's only been a few weeks since the last time I played. Because I got quite close to... I don't know if I could say I was close to beating the game, as I don't think I've ever actually found the ending. Okay, there's the last of them. Get out of the way. There we go. There's our second real star. I don't know what was added in 1.0. I don't even know for a fact. Like, I know that this is the official devs back in action. I don't know if anything about the actual dev team has changed. I would imagine so, given what happened. Although, I must admit, although I know there was drama, I don't actually know what happened. I was always going to do a video on this eventually. You know, this is an excellent stream preview. I'm so glad I can't see it on the thing. Oh well, it should be fine. I did a check beforehand on the actual stream page. And it seemed to be fine. It's being a fucking nuisance. There we go. Power star. I think that's the only stars in there, so I can't actually work out any of that stuff. So let me just check a couple of things. So B3313 1.0. No idea. So yeah, it's so fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, we're to put it lightly, I have absolutely no idea where we are. As long as we don't end up in Mr. I's lair, I don't much care. I ain't ready to deal with him. I wasn't ready when I was actively playing the game. And I'm not ready now. I don't know which moves are gotten from where. And once again, I'm without power-ups, which is another recent outcome. Hello, Bowser. How lovely to see you again. It's like I just intentionally bugger things up as much as possible. Weird. Didn't fly very far. Weird. Okay. I don't know why that didn't work properly. Okay. Well, that was definitely deliberately harder. But that's also a proper star. Which I'm not exactly disappointed at. Fascinating. And now I'm somewhere new. I've never seen this place before. And obviously I'm without a vanish cap. Thankfully there is something we can do about situations like this that we might not have any choice but to do. Just interested. Thing is, the reason I like this ROM hack in particular so much, and the reason I'm so glad that they came to their senses and made a new version, is because this ROM hack in particular is very full of wonderful ideas. Like it, I was going somewhere with this, I swear. I am going to try and get a star that I know about. Because I spent a lot of time in the internal Plexus last month. I had no idea they were going to update it officially. I spent quite a bit of time in Unabandoned. The question, of course, is where does the game keep it? We're in a section of the castle called Bowser's Castle right now. That much I know. That much I'm certain of. I don't remember that painting. There were parts of the castle that were almost under construction back then. And the thing is, it's very hard to tell when you're playing, like, what the game, like, what parts of the game are under construction, shall we say thematically, and what parts of the game are under construction for real. And that is because this is supposed to be a beta recreation, in part, amongst other things. Okay, no. It was a long shot, but I was curious. You know what they say, curiosity killed the cat. Or in this case, the kit. Although it didn't actually kill me, which frankly is an improvement from our last go. Yeah, shouldn't hurt. See, this is exactly what I mean. Like, that one. We're going to have a very interesting time of it here, I think. I am pretty sure I'm getting closer. Yeah, I'm definitely getting closer. I'm in the right part of the castle now, which is frankly a miracle. I used to never be able to find my way back here when I needed to. Let's go through this door. Definitely the right part of the castle, because I know for a fact that you could get there through here. The only thing is I can't find him. And I know he's supposed to be here because, well, it's part of the whole thing. Let's try the one door. Don't like that there's another door here. I think it's to the left now. There we are. There's my boy. And yes, that was my entire intention of coming all the way up here. Right. Now, let's say we have a little bit of an explore. Not so interested in getting stars in as much as I'm interested in seeing more of the castle. I say this, it's more I want to show more of the castle. This is the first time that I have actively been recording anything while I do this. Strange forces locking this door. Not many doors are shut or locked, no matter what their texture. But I'm pretty sure even the locked doors are something. I just don't know how to get past them. And yet, there's probably a way that involves a bit of jiggery pokery. But I have absolutely no idea. I'm not some kind of pro SM64 like speedrunner. In fact I'm barely even competent. I can do the speedrun. I did it on stream once, but that was a long time ago and there's literally no record of it ever happening. And it was less a speedrun and more a slow burn of the 16 stars. Let's have a look in here. See, it's moments like this. Oh. A boss? What's going on? Don't remember how to get back to that specific room. I could get to Bowser's castle easy. No, thank you. I could get back to Bowser's castle. I could get back to the red. But in all honesty, wasn't really paying attention to where I was going, which is an ongoing issue with me. I sort of just run in a direction in the internal Plexus. It's why it's so fun. But you know what? The fact that I'm still seeing things I haven't seen before. And that could be one or two things. One, this game is huge regardless. And two, it has just been updated. Here's something you haven't seen before. Like in the beta, cannons automatically send you flying. It's a pretty neat thing. But yeah, I was very, very, very fond of the internal Plexus when I got round to finally trying some of it, like with a bit more of an open mind, because as you're going to see in the video coming on my 21st, I am a lot less afraid of things than I was aged 17 or 18 or any age that I covered Mario 64 at, put it that way. So the fact that I'm getting to have these experiences in the internal Plexus, and don't get me wrong, some of it's still a little bit unnerving. Like, the only thing that can still get me is 64-bit. Now, what was that? That was a green coin. Which does bring me to another feature from the past that didn't really get much explanation. Mario 60... no, hang on, let me get this phrase out properly. There were green stars, one or two of them in 0.9, and apparently, according to the wiki, because I'll admit I'm a dirty cheat and I use the wiki occasionally to try and work out what the bleed neck's going on. And to be fair, it really is cheating. Like, B3313 should be experienced by oneself. Having said that, it makes no difference anyway because of the fact that, well, I watched a video on B3313 earlier, which is how I even found out about the new version. There's another one. And I've already forgotten the advice it gave to get to the ending. And I only watched that a few hours ago. Admittedly, I was only half paying attention because I was randomising at the time. And nothing comes between a man and his randomiser. You can quote me on that. Like, absolutely nothing. Can I find the last red coins? I'm going to go to the lower levels of this. Yeah, okay. They're here. The idea is I'm going to need to... I can come back and get the other one in a sec. Just, it'd take longer to recollect all the red coins. I don't remember. I don't think vines ended up used in the final version. The thing is, like, we're in a golden age for M64 games at the minute. If I don't say so, like, if I do say so myself, like, because the N64 is my favourite console of all time, so this is great for me. But we're in a stage where so much source code has been leaked and so much decompilation project stuff has been completed that we actually have the keys to perfect modding. Yeah, so we are in a golden age for all of that now. And with the likes of Kaze Eminor, who is always pushing the N64 to its fucking limits, and Kaze always aims for real hardware to work as well, from what I can tell. I mean, come on, I knew we were entering a golden age for N64 games when Zelda Dawn and Dusk came out. Because Dawn and Dusk was effectively what Aura Zelda was always speculated to be. A full-on expansion to Ocarina of Time, taking advantage of the disk drive. And while whether or not it takes advantage is kind of up for debate, I'd say it's good. Like, I'd say Dusk and Dawn and Dusk was a phenomenal mod. I don't remember much about it now, and this just reminds me that I'm still due to play Zelda Indigo. So yeah, it was an utterly phenomenal time. Like, I absolutely adored everything about it, like dusk and dawn. But as a reminder, I don't particularly like modern Zelda, or really anything the Switch do. Like anything the Switch has done with its big franchises. I'm not overly fond of any of that. And so, to see these games return in their full glory is something that I absolutely adore. I think it's great. I think it could only be a good thing that nostalgia has such a prominent place in our lives again. Here's something interesting. Say hello to the castle. By the way, there's a whole back, and we'll get to the back, believe me. For now, I'm going to enter the castle. I'm going to go down here. And we're going to take a left. And go straight on. Straight on. And we're in some strange textures. It's worse than that. We're in broken geometry. Welcome to some of the Plexus's weirdest choices going. In here. Except there's absolutely nothing in here. We need a runner. Oh, sod it. I was going to try the spin jump, but we don't really have a lot of space to maneuver to actually get the spin jump going. This should be a lot more successful now. A toad, except without a face. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea this one was here. I've probably visited it before in a previous version, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember any of the stuff around these parts. Okay, so I'm going to try over here. I actually think this area's changed since the last time I played. Monochrome walls. Here's the thing, in times like this, I just expect to get jump scared. Or just face death in general. Although we ended up surviving that, so that's a net positive, I guess. You can quote me on that as well. Only one way to go. Well, unless those paintings have anything of any interest to us. Let's try it, I guess. We're still in weird geometry. Oh, God. carpet. I'm not gonna lie, that got me. Oh, that full on got me, that painting of Bowser did. We're gonna get got. I want to be very clear about this. Or not. We survived. I was just curious. But it appears there's nothing of interest there. Here's the thing, like, you spend most of this wondering if you're gonna get got. It's like that old Smosh Games video. You know, they're playing Slender. They're like, please don't be around the corner, and then Slendy Bendy, lots of trendy, comes out, and they're all like, wah! This is the library, right? Well, we're outside of those hours, so anything that might have been here, I don't think it is. This music I know, not just because it's the it's from Mario 3, but we're safe wherever we are. We're in a courtyard. And I know that I haven't really touched on this yet, but my talk of being safe and being got does have some merit to it. The internal plexus is not safe, it is not clever, it is not any of those sorts of things. You are not safe in the internal plexus, ever. Well, sometimes you're fine. Most of the time, you're being... you're probably 2 steps away from a death at any given point. A disturbing death. The internal plexus is interesting, to say the least. It's part regular ROM hack, part creepypasta fueled nightmare. I really, really do not know how these coins hurt. I really don't know where I am. We're going to start by popping up here a sec. But yeah, we at any given point it's easy to get lost in this game. It is. And it evokes a kind of feeling that you're not alone. I don't want to go into all this because I can't think of any good words to describe most of it. Do do do. Do do do. Do do do. Do do do. We're back here. So, yeah. To say the least, we are in a very, very weird place. We're back in the library. which is naturally infested by boos, because why wouldn't it be? And speaking of boos, I said in the tweets that I was going to have some. Decided against that because I'm struggling to stay awake as it is. That wasn't there before. We're gonna get got. I want to see this. Okay, at least it didn't crash the game. That would have been really inconvenient for me. So that was one of the events of the game. Not one I've seen before. Like I say, that painting never led anywhere. And believe me, I have tried. So. You know, it's times like this I'm glad that I got over my childhood fear of boos. That's a key. Which means there's a boo there. Or not. But we need keys. That's interesting. Fascinating, in fact. We can't do this. We can't do it without an invisicap. Let's see what happens if we exit the castle. Cards on the table. Whenever I change to Luigi briefly, it's because I'm pressing L. That's just a little tidbit of information. Cave of Fears. That there. I think that's always been there, but I can't remember. Yeah, it's always been there. Sorry. It's playing with my memory now, and my memory's great. No, it's not. Can't even get a coherent sentence out these days. So, yeah. This hack also attempts to introduce the personalization AI in, for real. I'm not even kidding when I say that. It does try and do that. I don't know what it actually does, is the thing. It buggers up some levels, but I don't know if it does it to any major degree. Also, I have such a way with words. Can we just appreciate that? I don't know this room. Never seen this room in my life. This is new. You know, for all the talk of BTS drama, like, it is possible that a large reason why there hasn't been an update in a while is because the game's fucking huge. You'd have to plan out what content you want to put in. Then spend all the time in the world doing it. I know you. Being alone in these cozy woods is so boring. This used to be the land of the Coopers before they built their city in fear of invaders. No one knows where this city is for sure, but my sixth sense says it may be somewhere close by. Is this Battlefield? That's a spider. Why is there a spider here? It's not a spider, it's a grasshopper. Still doesn't answer my question. It's not particularly Mario, is it? I would probably go as far as to say this is my favourite Mario game, to be honest. The internal Plexus in particular, not Mario 64. My favourite real Mario game is Galaxy. given I don't massively like Odyssey. I'm quite averse to the removal of lives. I do not think they sufficiently punish failure in Odyssey. But this is the thing with me and the Switch. I haven't liked most of its exclusives / first party games, as Breath of the Wild technically isn't a Switch exclusive. But I haven't liked most of them. And it makes me feel quite jaded. But the fact I was able to beat Odyssey within a day, really not a good look. When that day was Christmas Day, and I may have spent an ungodly amount of time on my Switch that day. But put it this way, any other Mario game wouldn't have been enough. But Odyssey has this issue where it throws moons at you too much. I was gonna say, if you're not gonna let me out of the pool, then I'm gonna have an issue. So yeah, there's Odyssey's biggest flaw is the fact it just hands you moons. And people are all like, oh, it just means that younger players get to beat the game, and it's like, I don't really like that they can. You know, when I was younger, yeah, it was frustrating that I couldn't beat games, but when I finally got back around to them and finally did beat them, it was a sense of accomplishment. And believe me, it's easy enough when you have Zelda Dungeon helping you on Twilight Princess. That's a house. But yeah, it's easy enough when you've got Zelda Dungeon at your side. Without adding a whole extra layer of the game just being fundamentally easy. And before people start, no, Zelda isn't that easy. It's just not that hard to do combat properly. What the hell is this place? Christ. Oh. Oh, bugger. I do not know what I'm doing. Well, again, this is a house. A house I can have no collision with my fist with. Most buildings, they do that. So why couldn't I do it before? Okay, I give up. Let's have a wee look. Here's an interesting factor. Peach. Princess Peach. Having said that, Princess Peach is something entirely different. Also, you'll have noticed that when we started the game up, it was night. Now, there's a thing that if you leave the castle in a certain way, like, it will be day regardless. But the game... Oh, here we go again. This is going to be interesting, so you're going to want to... I actually don't know if you have to walk quietly in Norway, but I made the decision a long time ago that I wasn't going to bite the hand that feeds me in this mod. Actually, that stuff's taken from a sign. If memory serves. It would have helped if, in one of the videos I was reacting to, which I've recently looked back on for content, if younger me had bothered to make it... Oh, this is interesting. Told you. It's interesting. Right. Hang on a tick. We are back. And I have put it in widescreen now. Wasn't happy that the game took the option away from me. We're going to go and have a little look around the back at night. We still can't change to Luigi in the dark. That's the inside of the castle. I'm going to go in here. Someone actually got the star at the end of here, but there's something else that happens that I think you should see. Unless I manage to get the star, at which point, nah. See? It would help. It really would help if I went in the right direction, wouldn't it? Fire. That helps guide my way. Lights will guide you home, and I will try to jump off. Back at it again, I see old friend, escaping reality again. You know, you really have me worried sometimes. Sometimes you take this game too seriously. Are you feeling okay? You know you can always turn it off. But both of us know that you're still trapped inside your own walls, aren't you? Well, that was lovely and haunting. Say hello to the pit of death. It hurts. We appear to have arrived back at the castle. I dare say this is going to have dire consequences. For once, let's love it, it doesn't. Okay, so we are going to go here. There are multiple versions of this level. I didn't read a single word that just said, just so we're clear. So if it said something creepy, good for it. Good for brilliant audit. Let's have a look, shall we? Our analytics aren't doing any better than they usually do. This is the thing, this is why I don't stream often. Alright, so. Alright, so. Let's go from the top. Or I could totally cock up a jump like that. I will not die. Still not as great as the sheer force of will it took me the one time in on the moon in Majora's Mask. Prevent the entire playthrough from being for nout. Oh, it's just telling me about the owl. The owl was always the oddest part of this entire game, to me. The bit that didn't really make a lot of sense. Come on. I only need a hand getting up to the top within seconds. I didn't particularly fancy playing the game properly. We need more red stars, but I don't remember where to get any of them. Like, the stuff that I remember should still be here. Even if it may quite possibly be cluttered by other stuff. Right. Here we go. Should bring me into another version of the world. Just a bit. Okay. This is the one we need. Okay. Come on. Oh, icon. Red star. See, the thing is, I don't always know quite how to activate that. Backflip activated. And there we go. There's the proper version. This isn't. That's new. That's just been added. I'd like to think I'm a bit of an expert as to what was in this level. I spent quite a while knocking about in it. Come on. I really do truly love this pack. Right, red coin. I can... Okay. Let's take it like this. As you can see, there's all sorts of stuff here. So, as you can see, it's not freak show. Just mostly. Like, there are attributes to this mod that are just fascinating levels. You know, it's everything I remember Mario 64 to be. That it isn't necessarily. Right, this should do it. Okay. Alrighty then. Bugger! There we go. Like I say, the camera is particularly egregious in this mod. But to be fair, from what I understand, it can't get any worse than in Star Road. Just want to see if there's anything down here. No, I didn't think so. But always worth a look. The internal Plexus is a wonderful experience. And I really do recommend it to most people. Some people really are not cut out for it. I'm sorry to say. But if you're easily scared, or just easy to take by jump scares, really, it's probably not the game for you. Because there are jump scares in the game. I can't get around that. There are. And I'm not usually a jump scare guy. Like, I mock jump scares. I think they're cheap and pathetic. And to be fair, they are kind of the weakest part of the experience. You know, to me, the game's at its best when it's trying to scare you shitless via more creative avenues. And it does a good job when it wants to. Sometimes it really is a good time, like, in terms of minor scares. I mean, come on. I spent that one section fully expecting to be got by something. Just because the atmosphere was a little bit off. Which is that's very much the kind of game this is. It seeks to fully make you very scared of it. It's good at that. Should your average Mario fan play B3313? Maybe. I think it has a lot to offer. You need a bit of patience for N64 jank. Obviously, the N64 being my favourite console, I'm going to have the patience of a saint for its shortcomings. Specifically, early 3D cameras. I mean, I'm not that patient with early 3D cameras. Like, it drives me insane in practically any non-N64 game. I think that people that complain about Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask's camera are silly. There's nothing wrong with their cameras, they're just a little bit primitive. Like, the reason why Zelda works so well is because, well, they knew what they were working with and they didn't even try to outdo themselves. These worlds just get stranger and stranger. I could have sworn there was a tower here. Yeah, it had this pretty star all the way at the top. This is such a headache. Yeah. Bugger. I didn't mean to go all the way up there. Having said that, it has just exposed something to me. But yeah, the thing is with Mario 64, like, it was my first video game. Maybe. It's a little bit fuzzy which one my first actually was, but it's up there, is the point. Like, it was there at the beginning. You know, with Adam and Eve and the Earth and all that. I don't know why I make jokes like that. It completely nullifies, well, not nullifies, but loses my point. Because I'm too busy trying to be funny rather than gag here in a sentence. But, not even a little bit amused. Okay. I can do this. I can. Well. Alonzi. There we are. I should do it. Our work ain't done yet, unfortunately. We have multiple stars to come and get. But yeah, the pitch black one is the most interesting thing about this. Like, the first time I went in there, I was on call to Kyle, and he literally was like to me, "Oh, you're in that place," and I'm like, the fact that you know this area immediately and are pointing it out bodes pretty poorly for me. Screw it, I don't need it. I need you. Bugger! Right, sod the coins. I mean, I'll get some of them, but like, I'm not overly fussed about coins. I say as I'm going to continue to get all the boxes anyway. And all, okay, maybe not sod the coins. I'm having a moment. I'm glad that that did that, because otherwise I'd have had a real problem trying to get everything sorted, trying to chase it down. Right, so 80. 88. 90. Yada 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 yada. Now, time for an interesting one. I remember this. More red coins. They're everywhere in this one. Come on, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Tell you what, nothing beats this feeling of just exploring Mario 64 without really knowing where you're going. Except Perhaps wandering Hyrule Field as if it was the first time again. Hang on, that was a smaller Koopa. I heard the Big Brute King made his new fortress out of his own minions. Can you believe that? Yeah, I can actually. Everyone is looking for him, but he's now here. He's nowhere to be found. Sorry, the spacing of the text is sometimes a bit much. Crikey, O'Reilly. I don't know why I've started saying that. It's one of my weird tendencies. $16. We aren't keeping it going for much longer. Now we gotta get over there, which is an easy enough job. This is one of those secret areas. Well, allegedly. I don't know what's in the pipe. Let's say we find out. So that I'm going to do this as quick as I can. Because I'm aware that it's taking me forever to do very basic things. I am, however, going to get the coins on this side. Christ. Oh, God. Why do I hear boss music? It's not boss music, but like, the point stands. It's him, isn't it? I know he's here. I know you're here, puppet. It makes me so mad. We build drill houses. Yeah, I know. I know what you're doing. I know the score. It's not as easy as it is in the N64 version. Because you have to fight him properly. The fort is hidden deep within the castle, but you'll never find it and you'll never be worthy to enter. Ha 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 ha. I didn't read even half of what he said. I only realised that I wasn't actually reading. Like, I only realised that he wasn't repeating his usual text. After, hang on, did that just? That would make that not a real red star. I need to check. That's all. Where are my captures? Videos, captures. Fellas, we have been duped. Wasn't a real red star. Actually, why have I just left? I still have at least one more to go. Well, perhaps. Not helpful. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it because I need to open back up a level and I'd really rather not mess about trying to get back in. Let me back up. Oh yeah. Yeah, the internal Plexus makes you get good at the game, which is something I like about it. Like, it full on made me learn the best way of utilising the mechanics to deal with any given situation. Come on, go back to sleep. Crikey. Right, so we'll get the 30 coins or so from over here. More than that even. I don't know why I've come down here as if that's where I'm supposed to be. I just kind of autopiloted eventually. But it don't matter, because we can use this. All we need is to get around. Okay, that's the actual fortress. That's the cage, which doesn't appear to have anything in it. Can't get up the fortress. Doesn't mean there's nothing for us here. I need to actually... Okay. So... Not that I think there's definitely something up there, but just in the interest of making absolutely sure. Hi, not bad, Mary Clark. What's going on? Christ, I am from Birmingham. What about you? There's nothing up here. Fun. Absolutely fun. Yeah, I'm from the other Birmingham, not just pointing that out. California. Gotta love Cali. Not that I've ever been. Actually, this is a perfect excuse to do this. Oh, they've put a wall there now. Lovely. Now, why does that keep me back here? Oh, whatever. It's too late for this. Christ. Right, so... the joys, the never-ending joys. Do 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 do. What? Fascinating. But yeah, so this is a water level, partly internal Plexus. One of the thing is, like, the central lobby changes constantly. That much I pointed out at the beginning. You have to know this when you're playing, because what numbers the doors have has significance in knowing whether or not you're in the right lobby. So I don't know them off by heart anymore. I did for a bit because I needed to know them, but to cut a long story short, I have better things to remember than this. See if anything's come out of that? No, didn't think so. Christ. I'm hoping. Yeah, I play lots of games. I play a lot of Zelda. I'm looking to replay the Sonic Adventure games soon. I'm well into. Actually, I really don't know these days. I play a fair bit of stuff, put it that way, and it's actually rather unusual for me to be playing Mario at all. I missed a red coin that I can't get back now. Yeah, I don't care. Dead by Daylight. No, I had it, but I could never really find anyone to play with and lost interest eventually. Not massively into that sort of thing anyway. It's just kind of, when it happens, it happens. Like, if tomorrow my lot were to message me and be like, "Oh, play Dead by Daylight with us," I'd probably do it, just rather begrudgingly. I'm not massively a multiplayer person. Like, today, an hour and a half. In general, I've been streaming on and off for the last 4 years. Not really I don't do it very often. Because it's a bit dead. Among other reasons. Yeah. 4 years on and off. Yeah. Started it like when the pandemic was at its height, and kind of just whenever I've got a spare couple of hours and I fancy. Because to cut a long story short, I don't stream enough to ever reach the targets that you need to reach for it. It's a complete nightmare. Because say I only do like 3 hours for a stream. That's not enough. 3 hours every couple of months at most. Because every time that I decide that I'm going to properly focus on my streams, then life gets busy. Because that is the life that we live. Oh, it's wet dry world, what a delight. And it's all flooded. And there's a big fish. There's always a bigger fish. No idea, to be honest, my channel is a wreck these days. I occasionally leave things active. Yeah, I might look into it. To be honest, I only decided I was streaming tonight while I was at the cinema. And then I streamed within 5 minutes of coming back in. I wouldn't worry about it. I have people that help me out with stuff sometimes. Honestly, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm doing a lot of work myself on that sort of stuff as well. Because, well, university stuff. Hang on, where the am I? How did I end up here? Hang on a minute. Sorry. I'm thinking probably not. Have bleeding neck did I end up? Where am I? Hang on. So it's not night, but it's not letting me change. I can't change to Luigi, which means this isn't the same courtyard. Where am I? But it has to be the same courtyard. Have I still got the glitch in here with thingy? No, but it's night again. Lovely. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Say you're a plumber, aren't you? What? Sorry, can you check out the noises coming out of that old sewer system? Blah 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 blah. Not remotely helpful, eh? Right, so probably gonna start winding down the stream now because it's midnight. To be honest, I'm really fucking tired. Bugger. Da 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 da. Alright, so getting closer. I think, yeah, we'll make this our last star or two. I think it's definitely too late. Like, alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna make this the last star. I think. Too tired. Can't stay awake. So, yeah. For those of you who catch up on VOD, if anyone ever does, yeah. So this has been a good time. Your average Mario 64 internal Plexus stream. I really don't know how I ended up in that area at all. That door shouldn't have led to there. But, yeah, always nice to keep me on my toes. So, if you enjoyed this, leave a follow, leave a subscribe on YouTube, leave a, all the drill stuff. I am going to go and actually get some sleep. Take care, guys.